What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Hardworking Happy Hour. I'm Sean.
And I'm Catherine. And as always, we'll be breaking down all things trades, entrepreneurship, and turning your creativity into a passion career. Oh, jinx.
Yeah. It's April Fool's.
It is.
Yeah.
Did you prank
Friday.
anybody? Did you do any killer pranks?
We did that thing on Instagram where Tony pretended like it was his last day. And I felt like the joke was kind of on me, even though I knew it was an April Fool's joke. It just like felt so sad. I don't know.
He really sold it on the on the Instagram story.
I couldn't even watch it.
He was a great actor.
I couldn't even watch it. I was so happy when like the 15 minutes was over and then we posted that it was a joke.
Yeah.
It really just put me through it. It was rough.
It was emotional.
So it's a good thing that it's Friday. We're recording the podcast so I can have a brewski and just chill out.
You need to unwind after that.
Yeah.
That was stressful.
It was a heart wrencher. Anyway.
Yeah.
What do we got? What are we drinking?
We are drinking some Rolling Rock.
Oh, yeah. This
extra pale. Why does it say extra pale? Does it always say that?
I don't know. I'm extra pale.
Me too.
So
Especially
I guess
this
it's
time of year.
fitting.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what that means, but this is like a classic blue collar beer. This is like your classic dive bar.
Yeah.
$2 every day of the week on draft. Rolling Rock.
I feel like this is my first Rolling Rock of adulthood.
Oh,
to be
really?
honest. Yeah.
It's a good
popular
go-to.
at like the college scene.
Oh yeah, big time.
And I feel like it has like a hint of cigarette butts in it, and I don't know if that. Oh jeez, I don't know if that's just like my memory of that, or
no,
if
I think it is
actually
made with
tastes-
cigarette butts. Yeah,
Has a
just a
faint
little
taste
bit.
of cigarette butts.
Yeah, it's got cigarette
like it.
butt extract in it.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
That's their special. That's their special ingredient.
Yep, that's the rock, the Rolling Rock.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we're getting sidetracked
I like it.
already.
Yep. Yeah.
We're getting so off the rails already. This week we're going to talk about work-life balance.
Yes. Very important topic.
It's very important.
I would say something we're always learning and evolving in, and learning lessons in. That's for sure.
Yeah, I'm really trying to get better at it.
Yeah.
I feel like I have come a pretty far way, but still a long way to go. And it's something that's you kind of always have to be mindful of.
Yeah.
I think it's something you always have to work on because, it not only it takes practice to kind of like learn how to disconnect and unwind and kind of separate yourself from work when you're at home, but also it's a constant thing. You always have to keep up on it. It's not like you figure it out and then it's just good. You constantly have to maintain it. And there's highs and lows, and there's weeks where it's a lot better and weeks where it's a lot worse. But if you're just constantly thinking about it and it's on your mind, I think you can improve it a lot. And most business owners have a lot of room for improvement with that.
Yeah. And I don't know why I feel like it's so topical right now, but it seems like a lot of people have been like talking about this. Like it's something that a lot of people have on their mind that they want to work on. Yeah.
I think it feels like, there's like did you ever end up, I said Gary Vee before and you were like, I don't know who Gary Vaynerchuk is.
Yeah. I did a little.
Oh yeah. We talked about this. He's like that crazy grind hustle energy where it's like, just get out working. I would go to a yard sales, flip that to, build your business. And he's just like yelling and he's like just all about grinding it out.
Yeah.
And I feel like, at least from my perspective, it feels like that culture kind of like had its wave and now people are like, that's not working for me. I need some more peace of mind and more balance.
Yeah.
Because you get burned out.
Yeah. But I do feel like those kinds of, like we talked about him, I looked him up and it was just a little too intense for me. I don't love that style of enthusiasm or whatever he's got going on. But I do feel like those kinds of people play a role at different points in your life. Because I have definitely been in both mindsets where I'm like, wow, I really need to like step back and like really focus on myself and like really take my time with things, and like I need to work through some things. But then there's also been other times in my life where I'm like, okay, personal life, great. I need to hustle. I need to work my ass off to get like to do all these things. And I needed that kind of like kick in the butt where people are like, no, you can't sleep. You got to eat, breathe, and dream all your dreams or whatever, like, so I do think that those people while not great all the time, in moderation, it is kind of like, okay, yeah, I do need that kick
Yeah.
in the butt. Or you also need the other people that are like mindfulness and like,
Yeah.
so I think that it all comes in ebbs and flows, and you kind of just got to
It's a good
go
point.
with what happens.
Sometimes you
time.
need that little bit of, kick in the rear end to
Yeah.
get yourself into gear when you're feeling.
Oh, I said a curse word.
You did.
Am I allowed to curse?
You cussed.
I cussed. Am I allowed to curse on this? I'm sorry. I'm so
I think
sorry.
our boss is probably going to fire both of us.
Probably.
Good thing we don't have any sponsors yet. We'd lose them all. It'd be like a huge, huge thing.
I have to, when I upload this, I have to mark it clean or explicit. Now I'm going to have to go explicit.
I know, you
It's
said
been
that.
clean
You
up
said
until now.
ASS. That is
I was
profane.
talking about a donkey.
Yep.
Isn't that an appropriate word for a donkey?
I don't think so.
No.
Maybe.
I thought it was like you can call a female dog a bee.
No,
No?
not anymore.
Not equivalent.
No. You're really on the highway to getting canceled right now.
Okay.
You're dancing
I'll stop. I'm
dangerously close to being canceled.
I'm getting too controversial. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway,
Back on track.
back on
with our
track.
clean, family friendly podcast. Yeah, I think I kind of like lean more towards, I don't know if I lean more towards that side of like just like over excitement and like yelling and all that kind of stuff, but I definitely am always in the mindset of like go, go, go.
Yeah.
And I think it's almost more for me like a mental thing. I'm not necessarily always like physically doing something, like working on, I mean, I do spend a ton of time editing videos and, doing all kinds of stuff while I'm at home for work, but a lot of it is more just thinking about stuff either that I have to do or thinking of ideas, and that can be like just as distracting or even more distracting sometimes than just working and actually like being on the computer actively doing something. You have to excuse me.
Now you're getting fresh.
I know. This is going off the rails. You have to like really practice actively disconnecting from that and being present with, whatever you have going on at home, your family,
Yeah.
your kids, your dogs, whatever, but it's hard and it takes a lot of practice. So that's kind of where I'm at. I'm working on it.
Yeah. I feel like it's always been something that's top of mind for me, so I do always try to work on it, but it's always evolving. It's always changing, so.
What's the hardest thing for you? Where do you see it come up the most and kind of give you, because you don't really, it's not a problem until it causes a problem in another area of your life. So like, what's the hardest thing?
It's a problem. It's not a problem until somebody else points it out, and then you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because I, in my old life, I didn't like what I was doing. So when I came home, I was like perfectly happy to like, okay, shut the laptop down, I'm done. And now I very much enjoy what I'm doing. So I have no problem working when I get home, or, if I'm sitting there watching TV, I'll be doing stuff on social media because that's part of my job now. So I enjoy it and I like it. And I don't really think of it as a problem because I'm like, if I'm just like sitting on the couch, I don't have kids. So I'm like, this is me time. I can do whatever I want. But then my husband will be like, can you like stop? Like pay attention to me or do. So it wasn't really a problem until my husband pointed it out. And then I was like, okay, even if it is like, it's work and I enjoy it, it's still good to set those healthy boundaries where you're like, okay.
Yeah.
You do need to take a time, like, even if you don't think so, you need to take some time for yourself and just plug into something else. Because ultimately, once you do set those boundaries and you have that other thing, whatever that other thing is, whether it's your family or you have a hobby or whatever, excuse me, it's only going to make you better at your job because you had that time to like shift your focus and then come back to your whatever you're doing with like fresh eyes and be recharged and have a new mindset of why you want to do that.
Definitely. And I think that is definitely exactly the same scenario for me, where it's always somebody else, usually Sarah, pointing it out, like, can you put that down? Like, just stop.
Yeah.
And I have to be really mindful of, I think the social media aspect of it is really difficult because it's like a weird thing where it's definitely a humongous part of our business, but also a lot of the times that I'm like working on social media, like at home, I'm really just scrolling on my page. Like, I'm not.
It's a fine line.
Yeah, I'm not like actively either responding to messages or comments or posting something. It's like I'm just mindlessly scrolling. So like that.
Yeah.
I guess like to a small extent that could be like field research.
I know, that's how I look at it. I'm like, I'm
Yeah.
scrolling, but I'm seeing what other people are doing. So I'm like, oh, I'm keeping up on the trends, or
Yeah.
like I'm getting inspiration in other ways.
But I think
It's a fun one.
mostly it's at least for me, it's like a excuse to just mindlessly scroll
Yeah.
and have it under the disguise of I'm working.
Yeah.
But
That
I'm
happens
really
with
not.
TikTok with me for the,
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I got it. Like, I'll just sit here for a minute until I find like a trend that we can like, we'll do a TikTok trend or something. And
Yeah.
I'll just scroll. And then I'm like, an hour passed. And I'm like, I
Yep.
didn't find what, I didn't find what I was looking for. And B, now I'm just on like
Mm-hmm.
makeup reviews or something like random. So
Yeah.
it's not super helpful.
Yeah, I feel like, and even if I'm not working, it just seems like whether you're a business owner or whatever, like just being on your phone is like such a thing now that
Yeah.
I'm trying to be more mindful of it, to put it down and like disconnect from it a little bit. It's really hard to do though. And I
Yeah.
saw a meme that was like, it was like marriage is yelling at your partner for being on their phone the 1 minute that you're not on your phone. And that's like so true. Me and Sarah do
Yeah.
that all the time. It's like I'll put my phone down. I'll be like, "You're always on your phone," and then she'll put it down for a second. And I'll be on my phone, and it's the same thing. And it's like, I feel like that's pretty much everybody.
Yeah.
So we can all work on it.
Yeah.
We can all be more mindful of it.
That is true. But speaking of the phone thing, it is like after I do like a mindless scroll, I'm like, I just mindlessly scrolled for an hour. I could have done literally anything.
Yeah,
I could have done any of my hobbies. I could have gone for a walk. I could have taken my dogs for a walk. I could have done
yeah,
anything that would have been more mentally productive and stimulating than just like scrolling.
and it's weird because it's not like it's so mindless, and like you could zone out and like not even know where a half hour goes.
Yeah.
But you're not like recharging. It's not like you're like clearing your mind and doing
Yeah.
meditation. It's
No,
like the
it's like-
complete opposite.
It's stressful.
It's like the worst of everything that you could do. You're not doing anything or being productive, but your mind is not resting at all. It's actually like racing because you're
Yeah.
seeing like all this information
Mhm.
shot into your face. And then it makes it harder to like just calm down when you put your phone down because
Yeah.
you're like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I feel like mine always shows me like politics or current events, or I'm like, now I'm stressed.
yeah.
Not only I was trying to sit here and relax.
Yeah.
Now I'm angry.
Now I lost an hour, and apparently I got to save the world
Yeah.
because everything's going to hell. Well, anyway,
Yeah.
so I think we have established that at least the both of us have a lot to work on in this department.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people can relate to it. Some people are better at it than others.
I do, but since you brought up, like, there are those people that are on social media where it's like, oh, they're like a hustle guru, or like the opposite end of the spectrum is like a mindfulness guru.
Yeah.
Like, who is the ultimate work-life balance guru? Who has figured it out? Who has the perfect work-life balance?
Wow, that's a good question. I don't know if there's anybody that I can really. That's tough. I think it would seem like somebody that is, especially on social media, like somebody who their family is involved with what they're doing. Whether it's like a husband or a wife, or it's like a whole family YouTube channel or something. Like their work is being together and all doing the same thing. You know what I
Then
mean?
what if they get sick of each other?
Find a new family, I guess. I don't know.
That seems like too much time together. I don't know. I very much love my
Okay,
husband. I
that's
would,
true.
if we worked together, I would be like, you got to get out of my face, man.
Yeah. I think me and Sarah would be like that too because that did
Because
happen.
that's exactly what
That's exactly what happened. Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
really tough dynamic.
Yeah.
Like who's in charge? You know?
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got
Both
nothing.
want to be in charge. That's
I
what
have
makes
no
it
idea.
difficult.
Yeah.
So,
Pat and I was trying to refinish a desk the other day for my niece.
Yep.
Something I am like perfectly capable of. Can do everything. Don't need any opinions of anything. And he comes over and he's like trying to micromanage me doing my task. And I'm like, you got to get out of my face, man. I know that I know that you can do this and I know that I can do this. We don't have to do it together.
yeah.
I don't want any input in here.
Yeah.
So I can't imagine having to like run a business together.
Okay, so that's not a good example of.
I mean, there are people that it works for, but
Yeah.
some people that it
I don't know.
does
I
not.
can't think of anybody that like, because even like these mindfulness people, it's like you see a lot of them and they're on social media a lot, posting and doing stories and whatever.
Well, and that's why I feel like the mindfulness stuff, like I love it. I love the mindfulness stuff, but at a certain point, I feel like that's always like, take your time, be patient with yourself. And I'm like, well, sometimes I don't need that. Sometimes I need somebody to kick me in the butt and be like,
get to it.
Like you've got stuff to do. Like,
yep.
So sometimes that's too much.
Yeah, I agree.
So
it's a constant struggle. I think we all can work on it. And now I think we could go into some tactics that have helped me, some things that I've implemented in my life, which have been a huge help. Yeah. And I think you have some studies. You have some great studies. You have some great information that you're going to present to us. So
yeah.
So I'll just go through, I guess, a couple things that have really helped me take things off my plate, because as a business owner, you can always be doing something. You always feel like there's more to do. And the biggest thing for me, I'd say two things: delegation, giving some responsibility to somebody else. We've done that a lot with you. You've taken over a lot of stuff with social media and taking over all of the inquiries that come in and just a lot of stuff. Anthony is starting to take on more stuff that I used to do, like material takeoffs and stuff like that. So that is probably one of the biggest things that has helped me not only have more time, but just not be stressed thinking about it.
Yeah.
Not having that like thing on my mind weighing me down.
Yeah. And I think the delegation thing for you at first was really hard. But then once you realize, once you realize like, okay, I'm doing this because of this.
Yeah.
That probably helps. Like, okay. Or when you like see the fruits of it, like I delegated this thing, it was scary, but now it's done and that person is handling it and I have all this extra free time to fill in with.
Yeah. Whatever. And my other big problem is as soon as I do free up time and delegate something, I just add like 2 or 3 more things on my plate. I'm just like, okay, now I have all this time. I can do all these like things that were on my, my vision board or whatever that we can dive into. So that's something I have to kind of like temper and like just give myself some space with that and not take on too much just because I got something off my plate. But it was and still is really hard for me to delegate stuff. But as soon as I do it, it's almost like just like that very initial thing of giving up the control of it and thinking that it's like a hard task, first of all, that nobody else can figure out when it's like the simplest thing. And then you finally do it and it's like, this person's instantly like better at this than me. And I've been doing it for all this time, not very well. Like editing photos. You're like, yeah, I know how to use Illustrator. Or what is it? I don't even know.
I use Lightroom for photos, but yeah.
And like, I had some other program that like I sort of knew how to do, and you were like, yeah, I think I can do that. And I send it over, and then like for the first like 5 minutes, I'm like really wanting to micromanage, like show you how to do it. And then like 2 minutes later, you're doing like all this stuff that I was like, I didn't know you could do that on a computer. And it's been just so great.
Yeah.
And you're so much better at it. So
thank you.
I need to be better at just being open to get stuff off my plate.
Yeah.
Especially the stuff I'm not that good at. So
yeah, those should always be the first things to go.
Yeah.
Find somebody better at it than you, and then you'll be like, not only do I have all this free time, but
it's getting done at a higher level.
It's level up now.
Yeah. That's something that I actually do always think about. I mean, we've talked about on the podcast many times, all the things that I'm not good at. And I have a few skills, I think, in a couple areas, but most things I'm not that great at. And it reminds me of Andrew Carnegie, who said he was very humble. He was like a billionaire making money on trains or something, right? Or steel. Carnegie was steel.
I think it was steel, yeah.
Yeah. But he said, I was just very fortunate to surround myself with people that were much smarter and more capable than me.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how I like to look at things. Like, I want to bring people around me that are better than me at, everything that they're doing. I want them to be the expert, not me. So something to think about.
Yeah. That's a great point.
Yeah.
Good job.
Thank you. Thank you.
Did you have something other than delegation, or
I did.
do you want me
Wrote
to
it down here.
Yeah.
So the other one kind of goes hand in hand with that, and it's automation. Not like robots or, anything scary like that. But one of the biggest things that has streamlined our business was really like the beginning of COVID. We decided, all right, we're just like, now is a good time to say we're not going to do site visits anymore. Because I used to do appointments nights and weekends. And when you get in that cycle, it's like, it's just so easy to spend all of your time either at work or doing estimates. And you get in this cycle that like it's really hard to break out of. So once we stopped going on site and making all of our inquiries go to our website and fill out a form, it made the biggest difference in amount of time I had to just do other stuff, because most of the time I was going out to see people, it was a waste of time. It wasn't going to be a good fit anyway. Now they can go to our website, they can get all the information that like they can essentially weed themselves out, see if they're going to be a good fit for us. If they think that they are after reading all this information, they can reach out to us. They can send us pictures, and we can do everything over the phone and through email, basically until we're ready to like finalize a design and go into the build process. So just doing that, and I think it took COVID, like all the social distancing, to be like, okay, because of this, we're not going on site right now. We're doing everything virtual. And it just showed that it works so much better this way, and it saves me so much time, and nothing, if anything, it's just made our leads and everything so much better. So we didn't lose anything from not going on site anymore. We just gained a ton of time. Better clients are the ones that are sending us emails because they have read all of our information. They know what we do. So I would say that is another thing. Work-life balance. Put that in your repertoire.
Yeah. That's a really good one, because I feel like, excuse me, there are so many, it's really hard to do a job, and you know what you're doing. You've done the same thing for years. You've already got your processes in place. And then it's hard to like take a step back, look at how you're doing things and be like, okay, well, where can I automate things? Where can I make things better? Because you're just so used to doing them. Then you're going to be like, okay, well, we didn't, do that because of X, Y, and Z. So that's why we can't make that faster. I'm just going to do it the way that I've always done it.
Yep.
But there are people like consultants that you can hire to like look into your business and find those places where you can, not that you did that, but I'm saying that for other people, if you feel like you can't step back and have like
higher level.
Yeah, level look at what you're doing, or hire somebody new, and then they can look at it and be like, okay, this is where I would make things faster. Or, there's people always get in those mindsets of like, well, this is the best I can do. This is the best I'm doing because this is how I've done it my whole life.
Yeah.
But it's always so important to take a step back and be like, okay, I did it this way for so long because it was working, but how can I make that faster?
Yeah. I think I get in periods like that where it just feels like it's really hard for my brain to like disconnect from how we're doing things and like step back and see how we can like regain control of whatever's going on. Like some of our processes are, crazy and they're not fine-tuned yet. And sometimes it feels like you're inside of that and you can't like get a hold on it.
Yeah.
And I think the biggest thing for me that breaks me out of that is it's a mindset shift. And the best way for me to do that is just by like listening to podcasts, reading books, and it doesn't always matter like what the subject matter is in that. Like you don't have to read a book, follow those exact instructions, but it just like, it does something to my brain where it gets me out of like this muscle memory way of doing things, and it helps me to like open up my brain to look at other ways, and that's always been really helpful to me.
That's so true. It's like a mindset shift.
Yeah.
Like when I read that book, How to Win Friends and Influence People, is that what it's called? I always say it backwards. Is that right?
How to Win Friends and Influence People. Yeah. How many friends have you won?
So many.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome.
No, but I feel like nothing in that book wasn't, like, everything in that book was something I already knew. Like, it was like, okay, these things make sense when they're written out that way.
Yeah.
But, like, just having that reminder of, like, okay, shift your mentality. Like, these are, like, basic things. Like, okay,
Remember
if you
people's
tell,
names.
yeah, remember people's names. If you tell people they suck, they're going to hate you. If you, like, encourage them, they're going to like you. Like,
Yeah.
it's pretty basic tips, but then just having that reminder.
Yep.
And that's why in the book it says, like, read it once a year to remind yourself. Like, you need that reminder. You need that mindset shift of, like, okay, I got to fix things.
Yeah.
How do I get things together?
Yeah.
You just got to fix your mindset.
It's all mindset.
It's all in your mind.
Reality is just what your mind creates out of, I don't know, air or whatever. Anyway.
So that was a good one, too.
That was, yeah.
Delegation,
Thank you.
automation.
I appreciate it. Thank you. I'm glad that you thought that was a good tip for everybody.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
Are you being condescending to me right now? Or are you?
No, I didn't know if you were.
No, I'm not. I think those are two really good tips.
Okay, thank you.
Um,
You want to present
had-
some of this research to us?
did you not want to go with the last one of your things?
Oh, what's the last one of my thing?
Chill the F out.
Yeah, just chill the F out, everybody. Sometimes you can get so caught up in just like go, 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 and I want to get to my next goal. I want to just, I don't know. That's how I operate. I'm just like a very, like, I don't know, wound up person that like needs to always be on to the next thing.
Yeah.
So that's really probably the most difficult thing for me is my mind races. I'm always thinking of new ideas. I get excited about what could be next. What's the next possibility? Where could we go with this business or, you know, a design idea or anything like that. So I need to remind myself, hey, Sean, chill the F out.
Yeah.
Just relax. You're going to blow a gasket.
Yeah.
You're just going to blow a fuse and you're going to be burnt out.
Yeah.
And we talked about on the podcast before how I've had issues with anxiety. Obviously, you know, it's
Yeah.
no brainer. I'm too go go go.
You're wound too tightly.
I need to chill the F out. I need to chill the F out, and that's something you need to remind yourself of. Like, there's times to work and grind it out, but then there's also times to chill the F out.
Yeah.
And do it with the people that you love.
Yeah.
All chill the F out together.
Solid advice.
You know, just lay on the couch, watch a little Family Feud with Steve Harvey. One of our favorite household activities. I love Steve Harvey. We should get him on the podcast.
I'll call us people.
Okay, perfect.
All right, so we did a quick Google of like tips.
I'm gonna get another Rolling Rock.
Yeah, I'll take another.
Another Rolling Rock?
Yes, please. Down to the bottom of mine. All right, so I looked up I looked this up
Can
on
you hear
Google.
these clanking?
Yes,
Oh, you
sure
can? Here you
sure
go.
can. Thank you.
We want this to be a very visceral
yeah.
experience for our listeners.
I feel like we spend too much time together because we keep finishing each other's sentences. Like I know exactly what you're gonna say.
I was gonna say that. But yeah, the same thing happened with me and Pat.
Did it?
Because and that was even worse because I picked him up every day.
Yeah.
So we were in the car on the way to work and on the way back, and it got like really weird where we would like say the exact same thing all the time, like probably every other day.
Oh, gosh.
So yeah.
All right. Well.
Anyway, all right, what did you find on this web of infinite knowledge?
So I found a Forbes article, which Forbes,
Yeah,
reputable.
I guess.
So these are their steps to work-life balance.
Okay.
I actually found a bunch of articles, and I have all of them, but we'll start with Forbes.
Okay.
Let go of perfectionism,
Ooh.
which that's a tough one because I feel like that's either your mindset or that's not your mindset, and that's a really tough one to let go of.
Yeah. I don't even know if I agree with that one. Let go of perfectionism. I mean, I don't know how that's going to really like contribute to a better work-life balance. What do you think?
I would say stop punishing yourself when you're not perfect, but I feel like you should always strive to be at least better.
Yeah.
No one should be better. I mean, no one should be perfect.
It's impossible.
No one can be perfect is what I meant to say.
Yeah.
But you should always strive to be better.
Yeah.
It should always be your goal, no matter what. In any aspect of your life, you should always just strive to be better.
Strive for excellence, not perfection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a good one.
That's what we shoot for. But there's always, every single job we do, everything that we do, I'm always like, oh, we could have done this a little bit different. There's always little mistakes. You're always learning, so
that's true.
Maybe I don't vibe with this one because I'm not, despite what a lot of people say, a lot of people think I'm a perfectionist. I'm really not.
Yeah.
I just strive for excellence. I just want to be as good as I can be.
I feel the same way.
Yeah.
Learn lessons and strive to be better than you used to be.
Yeah, only compare yourself to who you were yesterday.
Exactly. All right, so
that one was okay. Hey, vibe with it if you want, and if not, then what does Forbes know?
All right, number 2, unplug.
Duh.
All right.
That one's a simple one.
Yeah. It makes sense, but it is hard.
That's by far the hardest thing to do. It is absolutely insane how addicted to our phones everybody is.
Yeah. I feel like I am really good with it if I if I have my phone on me, I physically can't unplug. But if I'm like somewhere kind of out and out wherever and I put my phone away or it's in the car or something, then I'm good at not thinking of it.
Yeah.
But can you imagine going away for a 4-day weekend and just not looking at your phone the entire time?
It sounds like, I don't know if it would be torture the entire time or if after day 2 you get this just feeling of pure bliss. It's just nothing but pure anxiety, and then finally you let go of that and then it's just bliss. Yeah. I don't know. It sounds impossible.
It sounds impossible.
It sounds completely impossible, but
I know people do that. But then I would get to a point where I'm not even that I'm unplugged from work or whatever. I'd just be worried that my mom's going to call me because there's an emergency or something.
Yeah.
That never happens, but
I know.
In my brain, it's going to happen the 10 minutes I don't have my phone.
Yeah. I always think people used to not have cell phones. And
exactly.
Every time that I go anywhere in my car, we just went to Rhode Island for JLC. Mm-hmm. Imagine if we didn't have cell phones. I'd be scared the entire... Well, first off...
We'd never make it there because...
Yeah, I can't read a map. I'm horrible with directions.
Yeah.
And I would just be scared the entire time that we would break down somewhere and not be able to reach anybody.
People used to figure it out, but I guess...
I guess I understand when people are these millennials are soft. Yeah, we are. I can't navigate anything without GPS.
Yeah. No, but, I don't. I do not know how people used to do it.
Yeah. But Unplug is a good.
It's a good one, but
it's the most obvious one, but it's also the most difficult.
Yeah.
It's almost impossible.
Yeah.
Just give up. We should just merge with our phones, and we won't have to worry about that because
yeah.
Wasn't
that an episode of Black Mirror?
I've only seen a couple episodes of that because it's too scary.
It is a little scary.
It's so freaky.
But I forget if it's contacts. I might be merging a bunch of different shows, but I think it was you put in this contact, and then it's kind of like Google Glass used to be when that was a fake thing. You put in contact, and then you see you have everything your phone has, but it's already part of you.
Yeah.
And you just think it.
Yeah, I don't know. That show's scary.
That show is really scary.
It's so freaky because
really
it's you're looking into the future. Some of that stuff is actually going to happen, and it's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
So Unplug, yeah, that's a great one.
Okay, Unplug.
What else we got?
Exercise and meditate, which done, nailed it.
Nailed it. Yeah.
Love those two things.
Oh, should we talk about as a little sidebar? We had set out goals.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody's probably familiar with 75 hard.
Yep.
I think it's too hard. I just think it's too extreme.
Nobody can exist in extremes, so why do that?
Yeah.
Why do that?
And
try for attainable
I get that it's
goals.
more, it's not supposed to be sustainable. It's supposed to
be hard.
Yeah.
That's what they always say.
Do they say that?
It's supposed to be hard. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't vibe. I don't know. I can't vibe with that.
I don't vibe with it just because if I'm going to create these goals or like hit these milestones, I want them to be like long-term and sustainable.
Yeah.
Like, why would I do that for 75 days and then it's like, oh God, thank God that's over. I'm never going to do any of those things again because I'm so exhausted of doing them.
Yeah.
I want to do long-term things.
I agree.
So,
Obviously, because we set some goals.
So we tried out what we called a 10-week attainable goal.
Yep.
Turns out it wasn't attainable because we both failed.
We both failed. But we've realized.
But we've revamped and we've rebranded.
We pivoted.
We pivoted. And we realized what was important to us.
Yeah. So we had on there, initially it was 100 burpees a day.
Yeah, that was the one that was like really.
You just didn't like the burpees.
I don't think I did it day one. Like I did 60 burpees and then I was like, I hate burpees.
Yeah.
I'm going to throw up all over the floor. These things suck.
Yep.
And then I modified it by doing 60 burpees and then 30 minutes of something like yoga or whatever.
And then I got the Peloton. So then I started Pelotoning.
Yeah.
Follow me on there at Premier Outdoor. I got like 7 followers.
Yeah.
So that one kind of shifted.
Yeah.
But the main thing behind that was exercise.
Right.
Physical activity.
Yeah.
So like the Forbes article states.
Mm-hmm.
And then we also had, 15 minutes of meditation.
Mm-hmm.
10 pages of reading.
Yep.
Do one nice thing for somebody.
Yeah.
That one was tough because it was really easy to turn any regular thing into convince yourself that it was a nice thing.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
I went to work
you all
and
got paid this week. That's my nice thing.
Yeah.
Well, we have to. So.
Yeah. I think we can do something. I think we can revamp that one to be like more of a concrete type of thing.
Yeah.
Because I was getting really good at just taking normal everyday things and chalking them up as a nice deed for the day.
Yeah.
What else do we have on there?
Outdoor walk for 20 minutes.
20 minutes walking outside, yeah. We had a lot of things on there.
Yeah, there was a bunch of stuff.
I used
5 a.m. workout or 5 a.m. wake up was on there too.
Yeah.
There was a couple other things, but
I think
anyway,
that was the majority of it. Oh, journaling.
Journaling.
Yeah.
That was the one, yeah.
I think that was everything. But we kind of realized that it was probably detracting from our work-life balance because it was like too many tasks.
Yeah.
It was too many tasks to check off every day. And we did it for a while, and I think we realized which ones were the most beneficial for us. So we have revamped that.
Yes.
Are we still calling it 10-week attainable?
Yep. Yeah.
Awesome. Or should we rebrand it like 10-week achievable?
Okay. 10-week achievable.
Yeah. We got to work on a book. So anyway, every day we're going to do the reading, the exercise, and the meditation.
Yep.
10 pages of reading. A lot of days, you start with 10, but you're like, I'm enjoying this. I'll keep going. But minimum of 10.
Yeah.
30 minutes exercise. What do we do? 10 or 15 minutes meditation?
I think 15.
15.
10 is usually what I do, so I would like to challenge myself a little bit more.
There you go.
And maybe we should add, we do our REM every day.
Yep. Reading, exercise, meditation.
And then, a dealer's choice where we do one of the other things from the other list. Because I do still like the nice things. I like the outdoor walk.
Yeah.
I don't vibe with journaling.
Yeah.
I want to be good at it. And
I hated doing nice things for other people. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. That was the times that I actually did go out of my way to do something, just abnormally nice. I mean, that sounds weird to say abnormally nice to some, but buy coffee for a stranger or something like that. It did feel good, and it's so easy to do. So I do like that one. I like wild card every day.
Yeah. One wild card every day.
Okay. I like that.
I like it.
Keeps it fun too.
Yeah.
Anything with a wild card's fun.
If you want to join us on our 10-week attainable journey,
sign up for our app at 10weekat.com. And join our closed Facebook group. It's only $1,000 a day.
Yeah, you got to pay for it. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, that was enough on exercise and meditation. We're good on that.
But we like that one. That one's good.
We do like that one. limit time-wasting activities and people.
Oh.
Cutthroat. Get those people out of your life.
Hey, it is what it is, you know?
I actually I do vibe with this. I kind of
Yeah.
like this.
Yeah.
If they're not for you, get them out.
And I think that becomes more and more important as you get older because you have more responsibilities.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be more particular with your time because you only have a
That's
limited
so
amount of
true.
time.
Yeah.
And, you know, spend it with the people that are worth spending it with, that you want to spend it with.
Absolutely.
You know?
And don't spend it with, if people are like draining you and you don't, that's only worsening your work-life balance, because then you're not even enjoying your free time. You're
That's true.
just upset about your free time.
Yeah. So cut those people out.
Get them out of there.
Unless they're family, then work on patching it up. But if
Sometimes you can't, so.
Yeah. But if it's just sometimes old friends, that's what they are.
Yeah.
They're old friends.
Yeah, it's true.
So
That's
what do they
true.
say? You are the average of 5.
You're the average of your 5 closest friends.
Yeah. Something along those lines.
Yeah.
And then the other one, if you hang around 5 lazy people, you will be the 6th.
Exactly.
If you hang around 5 motivated people, you will be the 6th.
Yep.
So keep that in mind.
I love that.
Time wasting activities. I feel like that's like
What activity do you do that wastes the most time? Other than scrolling on your phone, because we already covered that.
scrolling on my phone, but also I've recently, everybody knows Wordle.
Yeah.
Wordle I started getting into pretty good, but like it's so easy. Like it's almost impossible to not get it in 5 guesses or whatever you get, or 6 guesses.
Yeah.
So then I started doing Quirtle, where you're doing 4 puzzles at the same time, and I'll do 10 or 15 of them in a row.
Yeah.
And I love doing it. It gets me like all jacked up, and I feel like, I don't know, like it's making me smarter, but I feel like it's just making me better at this one very specific game. But it feels like it is mental training.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's really helping me, but I've been wasting a lot of time playing that game.
Yeah.
What else? I don't really do like anything. Like maybe I watch a little bit too much TV.
How much TV do you watch?
Not much.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it doesn't seem like you watch that much TV.
Yeah, not really.
Huh.
But any amount of
I
TV
will
is probably
say-
too much, some people would say.
Yeah. My newfound time waster is watching planes.
That is never a waste of time.
Anytime a plane goes by, everyone stops and looks at it.
Yeah.
And then I downloaded an app that tells me where these planes are going. And I'm spending a whole lot of time. And it's like, especially when we're in the van. If we're outside, it's like, okay, I look and then I'm done. But if we're in the van, I'm looking and then I've stopped like reading a contract or whatever I was doing. And then I have to like reacquaint myself with what I was doing.
And it's harder to see the planes in the van because you got to like,
see, yeah.
Wrench your neck looking out the window. And that's something that everybody made fun of me for because I am very childlike in that way, that anytime I hear a plane, and especially a helicopter, I have to look at it. And then I've been seeing like, apparently there's like memes about this. That's just like a thing that like dads do. It's like looking at planes. It's just cool. You hear a plane, you look at it, and you're like, whoa, that's just flying up there in the sky.
Yeah.
Especially when you see a cool one. We saw ones like that were like fighter jets today.
Yeah.
They got
That was pretty
crazy
cool.
planes down there.
That was pretty cool.
Cargo planes, and like just, it's fun looking at planes.
Yeah.
Live in the
It is
moment.
fun.
Don't give that one up.
I like it. I do like it. But
What else? Give us a real answer. What's your biggest time waster?
my biggest time waster.
Yeah.
Definitely my phone, but beyond that, I don't know. I guess I love like time management, so I feel like I'm pretty good with my time, but
So just the phone?
just the phone. And maybe in the morning, I like love having a really slow morning. Like I get up, like this is why I wanted to wake up at 5 a.m. so I could wake up slowly.
Yeah.
But then I'm like wasting a bunch of time in the morning. Like there's like a half an hour where I just need to like sit and do nothing to wake up. That's a waste of time. I should wake up and get to getting.
Nah, I mean, I don't know. That seems really nice.
Yeah.
Are you sitting there scrolling on your phone the whole time?
No, I don't in the morning.
There you go. I think that's nice.
I'm like staring at a wall. I'm like not like.
That's okay.
Or I'll just like slowly make coffee.
I think that's fine. I think you can give yourself a pass on that one.
All right. Well,
so you're already at the pinnacle of efficiency. You have nothing that wastes your time.
Other than my phone, which does waste a ton of time.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll do it. We should do audits. We should do life audits and see where our time goes during the day, where our wasted time is.
That's a pretty good idea. Because with the 10-week achievable, we have a calendar and we have those 3 things: reading, exercise, meditation, and excuse me, we have 3 X's that we each get and the next day we ask, okay, did you exercise? Boom, you get an X if you did, and it's just a good way of like putting it right in your face. It's gonna be right here in the van, and we're gonna have to keep ourselves accountable, because if not, and you get no X, we should do stickers or something. At the end of the week, you get a prize.
Gold star.
Yeah.
Oh,
anyway,
we should do some sort of reward system.
Do a prize box.
Yeah.
I was always like the bad kid in school that like got prize box. You probably didn't.
Wait, you got the prize box if you were bad?
Like the bad kids, like we had like I don't know, we called them specials, where like it's like art, music, gym. That's usually where like the bad kids would be real bad, and that's where I would always get in trouble. So my homeroom teacher, we had the prize box, and if I was good in the special, I would get a sticker. And this was up until like 7th or 8th grade. And then at the end of the week, if I got enough stickers, I would get prizes. It was cool.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't.
I was one of those kids.
We had it at our Sunday school church, whatever the kids go to, whatever it's called, Sunday school.
Yep.
And if we went a couple weeks in a row, we got Beanie Babies. That's how they bribed us to go to church. We got Beanie Babies, which at the time was top tier prize.
Seems like a weird way to trick kids into going to church.
It worked. I was there every week. I worked for those Beanie Babies.
Yeah.
Okay, next.
They're worth like millions of dollars now, aren't they?
I think so, yeah. I think so. That tub in my parents' basement, I'll have to go search.
That's your retirement. That's your retirement tub.
All right, next. Change the structure of your life.
Okay.
I mean, all right, geez.
That just...
Dang.
Yeah, I don't know. Do they elaborate on it at all?
No.
No?
Nope.
Anybody can be writing articles these days. This is ridiculous. I mean, that's okay, but so I was talking to my brother on the way here and told him what the podcast was going to be about, and the advice he gave was set a schedule and stick to it.
Yeah.
So that's a really important one.
Yeah. I totally agree with that. And like we were talking earlier when I said, like, okay, you have these goals. Where are you going to fit that into your day? Like, I think that is super important. If you're like, okay, I want all these vague things or goals or whatever, but then you don't actually sit down and be like, okay, I'm going to exercise for 30 minutes. Where can I fit that into my day?
Yes.
You're never going to do it unless you actually sit down and think, I'm going to do that from 5:30 to 6:30 every morning because that's when I have my free time.
Yeah.
So I like it in that way, but that's kind of vague.
Yeah. Set your
the
schedule.
Whole structure of my life needs to get out of here.
I feel like most of my structure is pretty solid. It's pretty good. I got a pretty good handle on most things, sort of.
Yeah.
At least 50-50. So, Mr. Forbes, you don't know me.
Get out of my life.
It reminds me of the thing my brother said, which was set a schedule and stick to it.
Yeah.
Which
love that. Which
is
brother?
Really, this was Rob.
Okay.
I don't know if he's put this in practice for himself or not, but it was of wise words at the moment.
Thanks, Rob.
So, thank you.
Does he listen to the podcast?
He said send me a link, and he was going to listen to it, but he thought it was like a live thing. And I was like, no, it's gonna come out on Monday.
So he hasn't been listening to it to this point.
No. And then he said, okay, well, call me and put me on speakerphone when you record it. And I was like, all right, sure. But obviously I didn't do that. Yeah. Sorry, Rob.
But thanks for the info.
Yep. All right.
All right.
Do we got one more on there?
One more.
Okay.
Start small and build from there.
That is a good one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I like that. Like, especially when you're trying to implement new things. A lot of people, myself included, they want to do everything all at once and like change every aspect of their life. Starting today, I'm just going to do everything different.
Yeah.
And that's really hard to stick to. And the success rate of that strategy, not so great. So yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if that
That's how lasting habits are made. You start small.
Yep.
That's my beef with 75 hard.
Yeah.
You're just going too crazy all at once, and it's never going to stick because you're going to hate it by the time you're done. You need to start small. That's how habits form.
I feel like that could be a good challenge for people that like really have a hard time sticking with anything. You know, like it's not teaching you to, become a better exerciser or better read. It's more just like it's a really hard goal, and just being able to stick to it kind of permeates other aspects of your life.
Yeah.
Like people that give up easily with things are the people that need that. I feel like I don't need that. I'm never giving up.
Actually, that's a good point because I
I'm
feel
a pit bull.
Hey, don't pit bull shame in this house. I mean, in this band.
Yeah, I guess that is kind of like shaming pit bulls when people
Yeah.
say that. Anyway.
My pit bull's very nice. She gives up all the time. She's probably snoozing on the couch right now.
Yeah, that's true. Belle?
Belle, yeah.
Yeah, I forgot she's a pit bull.
Yeah, my other dog's half pit bull.
Who?
Mookie.
Really?
Half husky, half pit bull, yeah.
What a mix.
Yeah.
What a good dog.
Best dog in the world.
And it's his adoptiversary
It
today.
is. It is, yeah.
Happy adoptiversary. Happy adoptiversary, Mookie.
Yeah. He's a good boy.
Hopefully people like this banter type episode because we're really
It's gone off
loosening
the
up.
rails,
Oh
yeah.
yeah. Was that the end of that article?
That was. But I had pulled up some other ones too. So, okay. Oh, this is a good one. Manage other people's expectations. So, this is a good one because I feel like we said, our spouses shame us for not having good work-life balances.
Yes.
But also, you need to be like, there are a lot of people in your life that demand a lot of your time that aren't necessarily entitled to a lot of your time.
Yeah.
So it's important to manage other people's expectations of where
One
where
thing,
your
yeah,
priorities
that's
lie.
true. One thing that I don't like to do, but I'm not really good at texting people back.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times when I do text people back, it'll be like a day later, 2 days later. And I don't like, even though I'm kind of on my phone a lot, like I don't look at text. Like I try to kind of keep that stuff at bay, especially when I'm at work and everything. So
Yeah.
I feel like if you're the type of person that, whether it's with clients or with friends or anything, if you text them back immediately, you're setting the expectation that, okay, every time I get in contact with them, they should get back to me right away, especially with clients. You know, if a client texts you at 9 p.m. on Saturday night and it's not something that's super important, you should wait until the very minimum, till maybe Sunday afternoon, but ideally till Monday.
Yeah.
Because as soon as you do that, you set the expectation that this is okay. I work 24 hours a day. I'm here whenever you need me. And I'm sure most people would be if it was a dire emergency, but 99% of the time it's not.
Mm-hmm.
But you've just set that expectation that I'm here. I'll respond to you right away, no matter what time of day it is.
Yeah.
So definitely set those expectations.
That is a good point. That's a great point. All right. Learn to say no.
That's a good one.
I love saying no.
Yeah. What article is this from?
I didn't write it down, so.
Oh,
Ooh, sorry, I didn't cite my source on this one.
we'll just say
Mr.
Wikipedia.
Lynn.
Speaking of Wikipedia, they always said like you can't source. What do they call that?
Cite it as a
Cite
source.
as a source.
Yeah.
Yeah. In like papers in high school and stuff.
Yeah.
So I would basically just like copy most almost everything from Wikipedia, but then Wikipedia has sources on it.
Yeah.
So I would use the sources that Wikipedia sourced it from and put those on my, what do they call it, a bibliography? Is that, no. Is it? I don't know. But anyway.
No, I don't think it's bibliography. That's...
There's any high schoolers listening to this. That's a really good way to get around that. You just go to the Wikipedia page, kind of paraphrase what they say there, and then just quote their sources. Easy peasy.
Hot takeaway from this from this episode.
Yep.
Plagiarism.
So wait, was that say no more often?
Learn to say no.
Yeah.
Which, that is solid, because I used to say yes to everything just because, A, I didn't want to miss out on anything, and I didn't want to disappoint people. But not anymore.
Yeah, that's something that I've gotten a lot better at, whether it's projects, saying no to projects that don't fit with our style or that we just can't fit in or that, just aren't a good fit for us. Saying no to them was a huge thing for us. Saying no to people that demanded we go out on site to see their project before they would send us pictures or anything. That was a huge thing.
Yep.
Saying no to just a ton of other stuff, like people asking us to be on their podcast or go to some event, or there's just, if you make yourself available for it, other people are going to fill up your schedule and you're not going to have any control over it. So the more you can say no, and I forget who it was, but I heard them say their mentality was, if it's not hell yes, then it's no.
Yeah. Oh, I like that.
Yeah. I like it too.
Yeah.
That's why
That's
I
really
guess I
good, because
it.
your time is your own, and it is, time is money or whatever, but
Yep.
really it is. So you really have to be selective with what you say yes to,
Yeah.
and make sure that it's really going to impact you, rather than just being like, okay, I have to do this thing out of obligation, or like we talk about all the time, it's really hard to work for family or friends, and it's really hard to say no when it's somebody that you care about personally and they want you to work for them or do do X, Y, and Z. It's incredibly hard to say no, but
yes,
but it's important.
it is. We should write that in the van. If it's not hell yes, then it's no.
Yeah,
because we've been very fortunate to have a lot of opportunities come our way, and it puts you at a weird situation where you can't chase down all these opportunities, and you need to be selective with how you spend your time and how you cater your business and all that kind of stuff. So obviously that stuck with me to some capacity, but I think that's a great one that we could be reminded of daily.
Yeah.
If it's not hell yes, then it's no.
Our quote board is empty right now, so we'll put that up there as soon as this episode is over.
Yep.
Okay. Next. Pay attention to your emotions.
See, I don't know about that. I think stuff your emotions deep down. Never embrace them. Just ignore them. Tell yourself everything's fine. Everything's fine.
We say
emotions
that all the time.
Have no place in business.
Fine.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's a good one.
Yeah. I feel like that kind of falls in line with the other ones.
Yeah.
It's hard, it's hard to work for family and friends. It's hard to say no to something that you feel like could be a big opportunity right now, but it's going to cost you a lot of money, or, just notice your emotions.
Yeah.
And then
that's kind of mindfulness.
Deal with them as they,
be mindful of what's going on. You could be really stressed out. You could be anxious. You could be burnout. And sometimes people are just going through the motions that they don't even really notice that something needs to change. So be mindful of your emotions. Be mindful of your mind.
Yep. All right. This is what we'll end on, because
Okay.
I know the reference that you're going to say, and it's a really good one. The last one is consider your alternatives. So if you're not making enough time for your family or the things that really matter in your life, and you're letting work overrun you, what happens? Tell us your story.
About the balls?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a perfect analogy to
it
to end
really
on.
is. Okay, shout out to Mr. Tim. I met this gentleman at the Decorators Pro Summit in Phoenix this year, and he's from Texas, and he just super nice guy. Let me pull this up because he said, "Hey, can I have your?" And he had like a Texas accent, which I can't really do. But he asked if he could have my phone number so that he could text me motivational stuff from time to time. And I said, "Mr. Tim, that sounds great." So he sent me this thing, and it was like the most profound thing. I'm like, I'm so glad that I gave you my number. So he sent me this about a month ago. Good morning, Sean. I hope you were off to an amazing Monday. I hope you had a restful weekend and got in some good family time. And then here comes the impactful metaphor. Mm-hmm. Imagine life is a game in which you are juggling 5 balls. The balls are called family, work, health, friends, and integrity. You're juggling all of them in the air. One day, you finally come to understand that work is a rubber ball. If you drop it, it will bounce back. The other 4 balls, family, health, friends, and integrity, are made of glass. If you drop one of these, it will be irrevocably scuffed, nicked, perhaps even shattered. Love it.
That's profound.
It's so profound. I was like, Mr. Tim, you nailed it, my man.
Yep. So it is ultimately, it's incredibly important to balance your life.
Yeah.
So you don't shatter any of your life balls.
Yeah, don't shatter your balls. And the work ball will always bounce back.
Yep.
I mean, maybe not always. Like the Blockbuster ball isn't bouncing back anytime soon.
Blockbuster.
Yeah. Circuit City, I don't see them bouncing back anytime soon.
Whoa, Circuit City.
Yep.
Blast from the past.
Caldor.
I bet all of the people that owned those companies started other successful companies.
Yeah, they're probably doing fine.
They probably bounced
Good
back.
point. Good point. Yeah. Well, yeah. So it's a work in progress for everybody. I think some people are further, are better skilled at maintaining that work-life balance. It's something I always struggle with, so I'm working on it.
And if you feel like you're alone in the struggle of balancing your work-life balance, you are not.
You're definitely not.
Everyone feels that way. Especially
business owners and, or just people that are passionate about what they do.
Yeah.
It's easy to get caught up in it and, just it'll fill up your time. So take that time for yourself and for your family. And I bet when you get back to work, you're going to be better than ever and more productive.
Absolutely.
So I hope you enjoyed this hard-hitting topic and just mega doses of great information and insight. But till next time, it's been the Hardworking Happy Hour.
See you next week.